Hello everyone, and Trisha, it's me Jenny. It's time for another not naked video response to Trisha Hershberger's series The Naked Truth, where we talk as candidly and as truthfully as possible about a subject of her choosing, straight out the shower, no makeup, wet hair, first date, one take, and so on and so forth. And it is mostly people choose to do it naked, but I choose not to. But either way, it's not a, sexy thing. It is a tool for the vlogger to be vulnerable and honest and express themselves truthfully, and it's a very useful tool, but I choose to do it in my jammies. And today's subject is dealing with miniature disasters or minor catastrophes or major and extreme catastrophes, because Trisha is going through a hard time at the moment with everything that's going on, and these things come in threes, so you've got three, so hopefully nothing else will happen with this. And she just wants advice on, how do you keep yourself going when life is crushing you, and like my go-to advice, which is I think one of the things I said in the Naked Truth on Mourning a few years ago, and I've kind of mentioned it on off, is music is really very useful, whether that's music to help calm emotions or music to help dig those emotions out and let go of those emotions. Those are very useful. I have very specific albums. Again, I think I also mentioned on my travelling vlog, I have some very specific albums that I listen to when I want to elicit certain emotions, and most of those emotions for me are ones that help shove the feelings down and kind of breathe through them. I'm not much of a crier, and I really hate crying, and it's one of those things that I've said, I can't remember if it was a Naked Truth or just a general vlog, but a while ago, I think probably about a year and a half ago, I did a video letter to little Jenny, and I talked about the concept of when you're little and you because other people look after you, you never really have your own space, so that if you want to have that private release of pure emotion, you can't do that as a child, because there's always someone else in the house, because you're a child and you can't be left alone. You're always in a public place, you always have people around, and it's not until you're an adult when you can get enough genuine security of being safely alone for a little while in order to feel sometimes. And I don't know whether or not that's just me, but that is me. Like, when I'm one of those everything is fine, everything's wonderful, I'm gonna get through this, I'm fine type people until I can't hold it back anymore. And if I can, I will hold it back and I'll push it down until I can get myself a safe space. And one of the great things about being an adult is now I can, go home and be safely assured of no one else being in the house, and shut all the doors and windows and do something that will trigger an emotional response and let go and do the full-on, childlike, gaspy crying. And I've only done that maybe twice, but it is the most cathartic thing when you just literally let it all go. But everyone has their own coping mechanisms. One of my favourite things ever is rain walks, where you put in your headphones, you put on some music, and you just walk in the rain. I adore that, and it's one of the great things for when you're both sad and happy. And it's physically it helps because exercise is great, endorphins and all that stuff. But rain walks are I find them amazingly cathartic and refreshing. And being alone and being in your own mindset. So yeah, music, being outdoors, letting yourself feel, letting yourself not feel. One of the things I would give as advice is, one of my friends is really great. He does a lot of, one of my YouTube friends, he does a lot of, positive thinking and that sort of thing videos. And one of the things he brings up a lot is mind movies, the idea that you control your life and dictate the story of your life. And one of the things that I did when I was a teenager and I was going through a rough time is I wrote diaries in anticipation of being able to read them when I was feeling better, and to look back at that time and be like, yeah, that was a rough time and I got through it and I feel better. And even though at the time of writing I can remember thinking, this is never going to feel better, it is never going to feel right, and everything is terrible and I'm the worst human being on the planet, I now feel like I can read back on those and think, yeah, that was a rough time, that was horrible. I did feel like the world was crumbling around me, and I had the right to feel that, and I did feel it, but I got through it. So, you know, my advice is, let yourself feel if you want to feel, let yourself not feel if you don't want to feel. Music is great. Spending time, if you can, out of the house, take 10 minutes for yourself and just let it out, or just breathe through it, listen to music, and document. You know, you're a vlogger, I'm sure you probably have done some filming around the house, but do a little bit of filming around the house so that you can construct a vlog, so that in the future, even though this is the worst thing in the world right now, you can tell your kid this story and show your kid this story. As you said in your vlog, you know, it'll be a great story in the future when you can tell baby that, you know, he had to live in a hotel for the first month or whatever. Hopefully it won't come to that. But, you know, document it for your own sake. And whether you show us or not, that's my little bit of advice, because I wrote diaries with that in mind, even though I didn't feel like it would ever happen. And I feel like, whether I haven't actually gone back and read my diaries, but I feel like I could now, and I feel like that would be a really cathartic experience if I ever were to, but I know that they're there. I know that I felt that. So, you know, if you want to actually write a diary, go for it. That's a bit archaic nowadays, but yeah, maybe film something and just talk yourself through it, so that you know for the future that if you want to look back on it and see that you got through it, then it's there. Hopefully that's useful. I am very tired. I've just visited my sister for the weekend. I am literally going to roll sideways and fall asleep with all my lights on. I can see it happening. So thank you all for watching. I hope things get better, Trisha. I just watched you and Nate play games, so woo! You guys rock in the kitchen. Good job. And yeah, night night for me. Bye bye guys. I'm going to bed right now. Oh my gosh. Oh. Bye.